Uh-huh. Back with the trees and the starlings, okay. There's Kensington Palace Gardens over there. And look, what's this? Let's have a look what the demons are saying. Where is it? Aha. Chapter 4. Chapter 4. Okay, let's see. One of the demons asked, in the traditional teachings on the spear, there is a straight spear, the cross-headed spear, the hook spear, the tube spear, and others. Which of these would be the most advantageous? The demon replied, how can you ask such a stupid question? The spear is a weapon for thrusting, and complete freedom in thrusting is within yourself, not the instrument. Nevertheless, there are people who use spears with sickles attached, spears with shafts fashioned with hooks, and spears with tubes slipped over the handles. Such people make efforts with the benefits grasped by their predecessors, delve deeply into the operation of these instruments, and use them with freedom. Nowadays, if a person who studies one of these styles practices with his instrument from the beginning, he will be more skillful with that instrument than with others, and will have an abundance of advantages in using it. Becoming accomplished and reaching the point where he has grasped things on his own, even the staff he holds can become a spear for him. Thereafter, these schools gather their students together and, after explaining their own special weapon, demonstrate the tubed or straight spear, or how to defeat and pump with a hook-shafted spear. With a hook-shafted spear. This, however, is nothing more than teaching their students how to respond to other weapons and elucidating the benefits of their own. If they didn't do this, there would be no benefit in carrying the weapon of their own particular style. But if you understand this to be the deepest principle here, and think that a sickle spear is only good for thrusting, or that a hooked spear can only entangle itself around the shaft of a straight spear, you will be greatly mistaken. Still, it is vital that the teachings of the school's founders be mastered wholeheartedly. Understanding them poorly will give rise to the confusion of a beginning student. The demon continued, I will now, as a picture is, the demon continued, I will now briefly mention the technique of composing the chi for those who have not yet been introduced to its initial studies. This is something that even a youngster should emulate. First, lie down on your back, relax your shoulders, let your chest and shoulders open up to the right and left, and stretch your arms and legs out comfortably. We used to do this as acting exercises. Anyway, I digress. Let me get back to this. Stretch your arms and legs out comfortably. Place your hands on the empty area in the region of your navel. Calmly forget about all your 10,000 thoughts and empty your mind of all things. Dissolve all obstructions to your chi and draw it downward. Let your chi fill your entire body and have it diffuse all the way to the tips of your fingers. Count your incoming and outgoing breaths like the breathing meditation in Buddhism. At first, your breathing will be rough. When it gradually calms down, your chi will become lively and should feel as though it fills heaven and earth. This is not a matter of holding your breath or straining your chi. In this case, your chi fills you internally and becomes active. At this point, a person suffering an illness will no doubt feel uncomfortable in the location of the disease between his chest and belly. This is the movement of the collected and coagulated chi trying to loosen and integrate itself, and there will be a rumbling in the belly. Tell me about it. When this happens, many people are surprised by the uncomfortable feeling in their belly and quit altogether. At this time, the chi that began to open up and fill the body will be unable to adjust itself, so you should lightly massage the area with the palm of your hand. If it is wrenched too strongly, the poison being removed will reverse itself and, contrary to what you desire, will not become tranquil. It is different yet when it pushes upward and nauseates you. Generally speaking, when you place your hand in one place over your belly for a while, the chi will gather in that place. Thus, This is a practice of not placing your hand over an area that is abundant with qi, but rather over a place empty of it. Again, a person who has a disease in his back will probably feel uncomfortable there. He should simply perform an action to ensure that his qi is not coagulated. The practice is one of opening up the chest, or opening up the shoulders and the chest. When you open up both shoulders as though they were drawn out, your qi will expand. This is a technique of opening up your qi with form. When the qi is stagnant, the mind is stagnant. When the mind is stale, the qi is also stale. The mind and the qi are of one essence. This technique is one that first opens up the stagnation of qi and then calms the places that are inclined toward that stagnation. For example, if your entire body were covered with something like a swarm of ants, you would brush them off and clean yourself up. Then you would put on new clothing and sit down in a clean place. Now, there is something in Shinto called internal cleansing and external cleansing. Internal cleansing is purifying the mind and avoiding the defilements of selfish thoughts and lascivious ideas. It is returning to the fundamental essence of no desire and no self, and nourishing your original natural truth. External cleansing is making the body clean and renewing your clothing and residence. By altering your qi so that external poisons do not become internal, you actually support internal cleansing. Isn't that right, birdies? Yeah. Mind and qi are fundamentally of one essence. Qi is carried along with form and performs the function of the mind. Mind is the soul. Having no form, it is the mainstay of qi. When you cultivate qi, the mind is at peace with itself. When qi moves in confusion, the mind is perplexed. For example, it is like when a boat is moving tranquilly, the passengers are at peace. But when the waves are rough and the boat is in danger, the passengers are uneasy. Thus, wherever the student applies his hand, he should first dissolve the coagulation of qi and put the mind at peace. He should make his qi active and create total freedom for his mind. Up to this point, I have explained the technique for regulating a scattered qi while lying down, and for untwisting a distorted qi and putting it at peace. If you practice like this for 5, 7, 10 or 20 days, you should have a feeling of being refreshed. When you have this refreshed feeling, you should practice this technique all the more. If you are able to regulate your qi, it should become more active. Yeah, it should become more active. Yeah, where am I? It should become more active, and you should not be drawn in by an inert or even an inert qi. You should, and a little, not drawn in by an inert qi. If you activate your mind even a little, as though your entire body were filled with qi, your qi will become active as well. Yeah. Moreover, when you get up at daybreak, you should assume a correct posture and enliven your qi as though to fill your entire body. You should sit, concentrating inwardly for a while in the Neo-Zaizen style of Shozan, controlling your qi. This is not necessarily a matter of lighting an incense. This is not necessarily a matter of lighting an incense stick, fixing a time period, or sitting in the correct Buddhist zazen posture. It is just sitting in your usual fashion, in a proper posture, and enlivening your qi. You should train yourself to sit like this for a little while, several times a day, whenever you have some free time. If you do this, your sinews and bones will be measured and coordinated. Your blood will flow without obstruction, and your qi will have substance, and illnesses will disappear of themselves. If your posture is not correct, your qi will tend to be distorted. It will be the same if you train yourself this way while standing up. It will also be the same when you sit facing someone, when you apply yourself to some matter, or even when at work. I'm not reading that right because I'm trying to race to get this all within 10 minutes. You should open your chest and shoulders, not allow your qi to become distorted or hindered, and fix your mind so that qi will flow fully right to your fingertips. Always fix your mind like this, whether bursting forth with your voice while chanting a poem, eating rice, drinking tea, or walking down the road. By doing this, your qi will naturally be enlivened on an ordinary basis. When this becomes a constant, you will be quick to respond to unexpected events. If you are indolent in this practice, your qi will deaden, and you will be slow to react to any engagement. Being composed and being off guard may look alike, but they are quite different. You should first test this out for yourself. You may be without literary talent, a beginner, or even a youth, but if you fix your mind in this way, you'll accomplish this easily without great effort. Quick, how are we doing for time? Yeah, without great effort. I think we better come back to this.